What he's doing right now is going after illegal immigrants who are committing additional crimes. It's those people. Those are the only ones he's stepped up efforts to go after right now. That's what his executive order specifically says, that let's prioritize going after them right now, and let's hire a bunch more ICE workers and Border Patrol agents to catch the ones that are committing crimes. And if you sanctuary cities are going to harbor people that are committing additional crimes, then we're going to strip away your funding, your federal funding. You can't do stuff like that. Folks, Donald Trump is absolutely right to do this. And the media, shame on them, is wrong and dishonest for trying to paint the perception that these sanctuary cities are merely trying to protect lawful citizens, lawful immigrants in this country. That's the perception that's being created by the media, and it's dishonest. Just incredible. Anyway, Donald Trump and Mexico, who's going to pay for the wall, and you know how the meeting has been canceled between Donald Trump and the Mexican president. Interestingly enough, just reported, Donald Trump and the Mexican president talked this morning by phone. They talked by phone, which is good. I think that this is smart. I told you folks all along, I like the fact that Donald Trump is showing a little bit of toughness with other nations around the world. Like, for example, with Mexico, he's telling Mexico, you are going to pay for the wall. Mexico says, no, we're not. Donald Trump says, yes, we are. And then here's what happens to liberals in America. They look at that and go, oh, Donald Trump, why are you causing so much trouble? Why don't you just do what you're told from other nations? Because they're so used to Barack Obama doing what he's told from other nations. Barack Obama spent 8 years making sure not to upset anybody else around the world. Whatever they want, they get. Well, United States, here's what we want. If another nation says no, President Obama's philosophy was to go, okay, then, well, then it'll be no, because we don't want to upset you. And then liberals are like, okay, good, we're getting along with everybody. Folks, I got news for you. Think about when you were a kid. When the neighborhood bully stole your lunch money and you didn't get into a fight with him, do you go home and say, hey, well, the important thing is I'm getting along with everybody? You're not getting along. You're allowing yourself to be bullied, and you're having your lunch money taken away. That's not, quote, getting along with people. Donald Trump is saying you're not taking our lunch money anymore. The United States has a $60 billion, actually $58 billion trade deficit with Mexico. So Trump is saying enough is enough. You're not taking our lunch money anymore. We're going to get the trade imbalance balanced. We're going to get it right. And part of this is Mexico's going to be paying for the wall. And Mexico, if you don't like it, we'll stick it to you somehow. We'll punish you somehow. One of the ideas that's been floated is a 20% tax on Mexican goods coming into the United States. A lot of these goods are manufactured in the U.S. They're shipped to Mexico for assembly and then shipped back to the United States. And a lot of these goods are things like cars, even gasoline in some areas, items that you buy at regular stores like Walmart. Many of these things end up coming over here from Mexico. So what Trump is floating the idea of is, hey, you know what, we'll consider a 20% tax on those things. And what that'll do is that'll hurt Mexico. Now, you do have some people in America, including some conservatives, who don't like the idea of a tax on stuff coming in from Mexico, because here's what their argument is. That'll just drive up the prices. Because if a 20% tax is put on something coming into the United States, yeah, it'll hurt Mexico, but it'll hurt the U.S. because those very same items on the shelf at Walmart will now cost 20% more, and consumers won't be able to afford it, and so it'll hurt consumers because they'll have to pay more for this. But there's a counter argument to that, folks. The counter argument is that companies like Walmart and other businesses will tell Mexico, I'm not going to buy these from you anymore. I'm going to buy them from other people because you're charging too much for them wholesale now. So my honest opinion, I think it'll hurt Mexico way more than it would hurt American consumers. But there's a debate about that, and that's fine. But either way, if it hurts Mexico more, that's the kind of thing that would cause Mexico to say, well, okay, let's talk. Let's not be too hasty here, because folks, bottom line, when it comes to trade, Mexico needs us way more than we need them. I'm not saying we don't need them, but I'm just saying they need us more. So Donald Trump is saying, let's use the leverage that we have. I think this is smart. That's how I look at it. You don't have to agree with me later on. It's Free for All Friday. I'll give you a chance to take me on then. Anyway, you're listening to The Bob Dutko Show.